Hi, I'm Anita Day and welcome to my kitchen. Today, it's going to be about easy things to do with mixes. I'm going to give my popcorn that I already have made for my guests so they have something to snack on. Okay, so spring, first fruit, that's what they used to call it. First fruit, rhubarb, was always the first fruit of the season. That's why they called it that. Everybody's always ready for first fruit. Something to get them past. I picked this morning out of my garden. I have like 16 feet of rhubarb that I transplanted over here. And make sure your knife is good and sharp or you're going to end up having like pulling the strings. Doesn't make it good. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to make my mom's rhubarb sauce. You can cut these whatever size you want. If you want it long and stringy, that's okay too. No rules. So this is just going to go in a pot. I have all my stuff here. Okay, and so I'm going to get a little bit of water. This is 1/4 of a cup of water. You know, I don't think there's really any huge rules here. And I'm going to, this is a little honey. This is about 1/2 of a cup, well, not quite 1/2 a cup, maybe about 1/4 of a cup. You could use whatever sugar you want. You could use brown sugar, depending on what. It's going to give it a little bit different taste. And I have a little bit of cinnamon. You can use a cinnamon stick. I didn't have one. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit in there, not much. And I have about 1/2 of a cup of sugar. And I'm going to take like a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more of cornstarch. And I'm going to mix it in with, that way it won't get lumpy. And I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to take it over to the stove, start heating it up. Oh, I guess I'll put the rest of my rhubarb in there. So 2 cups. One last one there. My honey is stuck to the spoon. I'm going to put that on low. Remind me to stir it every now and then. That's your job. Remind me to stir it. Okay. It's going to put off a lot of juice. So, okay, so this first recipe is one that we make all the time because it's so good and it's so easy. Box mix. Yellow cake mix. Gonna go in the mixer and just follow the directions on the box. You could use white cake mix if you wanted to. And this calls for 3 eggs. I like to crack my eggs in a bowl so that in case I get a shell, I don't have to fish it out of my cake mix. 1 egg is always stronger than the other, so use your egg to... And something I learned too, if you crack an egg on the edge, that's when you get all the little pieces in. So crack it on the inside. You'll get a cleaner... Okay, this is ready. Okay, this calls for 3 eggs. This is just the mix. It has water and some oil. And we're just going to mix that up. See if we can fling it everywhere. I can tend to do that. Okay, and we're going to spray the pan think my water spilled out in there a little bit. So, I don't know if you've seen this before, but I always open my dishwasher to spray so that it doesn't go everywhere or all over the counter. It's all done. You know who gave me that idea? Cheryl.
Really?
Yes. I'm going, that's genius.
Yeah.
Genius. I'll leave those there because I'm going to need it.
Did you stir the rhubarb?
I need to stir the rhubarb. Thank you. That's going to take a little while. So, okay. Let me check this. Make sure we got everything up from the bottom. Good. All right. And easy as that. You're just making a regular old cake. Yeah, you know what you're in for later, right? Yep. You know why I eat cake? Because it's somebody's birthday somewhere. Okay. Now, cake mix. This is 4 cups of rhubarb. Just on the top. You don't have to push it down. Just kind of spread it around. 1 cup whipping cream over top of that. You're not going to do any more mixing. Just spread it around. This is going to mix with what's already in there and make it a custard. This is rhubarb custard cake. Cup of sugar. Sprinkle over that. And it goes into a 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes. I know that seems like a lot, but okay, and in it goes. Okay, I know, stir the rhubarb, right? This is good. My mom always made this, and we would put it over vanilla ice cream. Yeah, really good. Ooh. Okay. All right, this next recipe, brownie mix. There's so many things you can do with brownies, it's crazy. But you know what? I don't make brownies from scratch anymore. You can't tell the difference. The mixes are so good now, and they're so exact that you can't mess them up. But you can add to them. So follow the directions, once again, by what the box says. This one has oil and a little water. And this one has 2 eggs in it. And I don't know if you know this, but it's always best to use your ingredients room temperature. The eggs will rise better. I know that was your question, right? Okay, oh, we gotta wash this off. Okay, we're just gonna mix that. Turn it on, mix it up. Stir my rhubarb. Oh, it's starting to get really juicy now. Okay. Martha, you were saying earlier that you had rhubarb sauce and you did what with it?
We used to put it under our dry cereal.
Under dry cereal.
We had to pour milk on it. It was just something.
Oh, so you wouldn't put any sugar then? Oh, yummy.
We did that with applesauce too.
Right.
It's yummy.
That sounds, I would try that. I'm not one for putting milk on my cereal.
Oh, really?
I'll have a glass of milk, but you can try. It loses its crunch. I like it to keep its crunch. Okay. All right, once again, spray in my pan. My hand's wet. My hand's all wet. I was going to lose it.
Do you like to cook with glass pans more than...
I use both. It just depends. Glass is going to hold the heat in longer. You're going to get a browner with metal. Okay. Now we're not going to pour all of this in here. We're only going to pour about 2/3. Let it spread out. Okay. Just spread that out. And make sure you use a pan that is what your box is. Some of them are only like an 8x8 pan. Some are 9x13. It just depends. So here comes the fun part. I know, Symphony candy bar. You need 3 of them.
Is it just a plain chocolate?
This one is got the Heath and almonds in it. Blue wrapper. I've also made in the little cupcake tins, put your brownie mix in there and push a Reese's peanut butter cup down in it. That's good too. Those are good to take, like for kids and stuff. But grown-ups like it too. There's nothing better than peanut butter and chocolate, right? Now you don't want this you don't need to push it down, and then just put the rest on top. I know. There's no calories in here whatsoever. I mashed them all out. Ooh. Stir the rhubarb, right?
Yeah. Oh, you're doing really well.
I'm doing good, thank you. Not my first rodeo. Oh yeah, I burn things. Well, we get sidetracked. I know I do. I'll go and do something and it's like, oh yeah, I'll smell something burning. I try and get as much on there as I possibly can. I have chocolate on my fingers. Would it be wrong if I licked my fingers when I'm done?
So I don't think that's ever wrong.
I don't think it's wrong either. So I'm just going to cover these up, the chocolate bars up. If you don't like nuts or something, you could use a regular candy bar, whatever you want. These are a little bit thinner too. And then these are going to go in the oven for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And when you go to test it, you have to kind of test to the outside because the chocolate is going to still come up. Is melted.
Okay, I have a question.
You have a question. What's your question?
I wondered what temperature your oven is.
It is at 350.
350.
And the cake is going to go about 45 minutes.
Okay.
And the brownies are going to go about half an hour.
Okay.
So, okay, these are out and they're cooled. Magic, right?
So you cut it ahead of time?
No, I'm cutting it now.
No, I mean before you pour the sauce on it.
Oh, I'm not, no, there's no sauce going on. These are done.
Oh.
The sauce is going on ice cream.
Oh.
There's like 3 desserts today.
Does that mean we have to have 3 desserts?
You have to have 3 desserts.
Oh, man.
I know. Sue's going, oh, there went that diet. Okay, so you can see the little candy bar layer in there. Okay, I'll make them small, okay?
Yeah.
There, is that okay?
I wonder if you, don't they have chocolate bars that are like raspberry?
Yes.
And stuff like that?
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, now, the rhubarb custard cake. You could put Cool Whip on this if you wanted to, but it's just so good just the way it is. It's very moist. You can eat it right out of the oven if you want to. Hot, yeah. It's really is your preference if you want it hot or cold. This one I put in the refrigerator. I'm gonna do a couple of smaller pieces here. So Sue doesn't blow up like a balloon. Yeah, what are you, like 100 pounds wringing wet? Okay, so we'll do it like that. So if you're doing, you know, like ice cream for a group or something, and you don't want to be standing there scooping ice cream, pre-scoop it. Stick it back in the freezer. You know, like at church and stuff. It's like you're gonna be there forever.
What a great idea.
I have it every now and then. I'm going to just do. Yeah, if you have room, you could already put it on the plates or something, and then. Okay, this is going to be no waste for no man. I want to thank you for joining me today. Share your recipes, whether they're simple or whether they're difficult. Share them. Make sure that you teach a child to cook, because they're going to be cooking for you one day. Thanks for joining me. Thanks to my audience.
Thank you. Wonderful.